The lights dimmed and the crowd roared, the atmosphere charged with anticipation as two champions prepared to step through the ropes. On one side was Dmitry Bivol, the Russian technician, calm and composed as always. The undefeated WBA super light heavyweight champion, known for his discipline and razor-sharp skill. He had turned 33 just days earlier, celebrating not with parties, but with punishing training sessions. Proof of his relentless dedication. Across from him stood England's proud son, Lyndon King Arthur, the IBO light heavyweight champion. Tall, strong, with a crisp jab that had carried him this far, Arthur entered as the underdog, but with the heart of a man who believed he could shock the world. The introductions thundered across the arena, cheers and chants colliding as both men raised their gloves. The lights dimmed and the crowd roared, the atmosphere charged with anticipation as two champions prepared to step through the ropes. On one side was Dmitry Bivol, the Russian technician, calm and composed as always, the undefeated WBA super light heavyweight champion, known for his discipline and razor-sharp skill. He had turned 33 just days earlier, celebrating not with parties, but with punishing training sessions. Proof of his relentless dedication. Across from him stood England's proud son, Lyndon King Arthur. The referee's final words echoed, "Protect yourselves at all times," and then the bell rang. Almost instantly, Bivol pressed forward, an uncharacteristic aggression flashing in the opening seconds. Arthur was already backed against the ropes, forced to feel the suffocating pressure. It wasn't wild, it wasn't reckless. This was controlled dominance, a champion stepping forward to make a statement. The jab of Bivol cracked like a whip, sharp and precise, setting a relentless tone. Arthur smiled faintly, but behind it, nerves flickered. By the second round, the rhythm was unmistakable. Bivol's footwork was poetry in motion, cutting off the ring, denying Arthur the space he needed to breathe. The Russian's jab peppered the Englishman's face, chest, and midsection, each strike calculated, each one chipping away. Arthur fired back with his own jab, at times managing to land, but nothing shifted. In flashes, Arthur reminded the crowd of his pedigree, sneaking in counters, pushing back with pride, but every rally was smothered by Bivol's ring IQ. By round 3, Arthur had already absorbed dozens of stiff shots, his face reddening, his guard struggling to contain the storm. And then came the body shots. Bivol dipped low, driving a right hand into Arthur's ribs, the thud reverberating through the arena. The crowd gasped. It wasn't just about scoring points. This was about draining Arthur's spirit. As the rounds wore on, Bivol's control only deepened. In the middle stretch, he showcased variation, jabs high, crosses low, hooks snapping around Arthur's guard. Every combination was fluid, precise, and unrelenting. Arthur, to his credit, never folded. He threw when he could, his jab still flickering, his pride forcing him to answer back. A clean right hand in the 6th round landed flush on Bivol's chin. A brief reminder that Arthur, the Russian's expression never wavered, stoic, locked in, as though painting a canvas with each strike. Arthur's output slowed as his energy drained, his jab no longer a weapon, but a shield to delay the inevitable. Yet, the Englishman's heart kept him standing, his resilience drawing respect even as the scoreboard slipped further out of reach. By round 7, it was clear. Arthur was surviving, not winning, and Bivol was orchestrating a masterclass. Then came the 11th round. The moment the pressure boiled over, Bivol feinted upstairs, dipped low, and unleashed a brutal left hook to Arthur's body. The shot folded the Englishman, sending him crashing to a knee. Every shot seemed like it could end it, yet Arthur's stubborn courage flared. He fired back, just enough to survive. The final round began with Bivol pressing, Arthur defiant, his fans urging him on. The exchanges grew frantic, Arthur's pride carrying him through the storm. Bruised, battered, but unbroken, he lasted the distance. The final bell rang, and the fighters embraced, two warriors who had left their souls in the ring. The decision was inevitable. The announcer's voice boomed as the fighters stood in opposite corners, sweat dripping, faces marked by 12 brutal rounds. After 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. All three judges are in agreement, all in favor of your winner, by unanimous decision. And still, the WBA super light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol. The crowd roared in approval. For him, this was another chapter in a legacy of precision and dominance. For Arthur, it was a night of defeat, but also dignity. He had stood 12 rounds with one of the best pound-for-pound fighters alive. The story was clear. Bivol, the master tactician, Arthur, the proud warrior, and boxing once again reminding the world why it is the theater of the unexpected, the stage where greatness is defined not only by victory but by heart.